Up next on End of the Day Beer Review, we're going to be looking at Dragon's Milk Triple Mash. This is a bourbon barrel-aged stout coming in at 18% ABV, and this is the 2025 version, and this is by New Holland Brewing Company. Check it out. Hi everybody, it's Rich and welcome to End of the Day Beer Review, and today we are looking at Dragon's Milk Triple Mash. Now, we have looked at this before on this channel. In fact, we looked at it last year when I saw it for the first time. In fact, here is one of last year's bottles. In fact, it's my last one. And it came in at 17% ABV. And if I remember correctly, this was a very, very good barrel-aged stout. I may do another comparison video, but we'll have to see. But while I was hunting this out of my stock back there, I dropped the Bourbon County. Let's put it back. Although, to be honest, the bar does smell lovely now. So today we're going to be looking at Triple Mash. I found this as I was driving home the other day in upstate New York. I want to say I got this in like Liberty. There's a distributor there. This is Dragon's Milk Triple Mash. It's the ultimate indulgence, the result of years of honing techniques and pushing limits of what a stout can be. Aged for 1 year in hand-selected bourbon barrels, the flavors note of Dragon's Milk, chocolate, roasted malt, vanilla, and oak are all amplified for balance and refinement. You know, they have these lovely little stories on the side of the bottle. I know I'm getting older and I have glasses and all that kind of stuff, but make the print a little bigger. Like 1-point font does not help anybody who's actually drinking your product. You know, do you think like this, the 25-year-olds are drinking this? They're not. All right, let's crack this one open. And let's see. I am using a stem glass because I have hopes for this. I remember this as being very good. And I have to be honest, my barrel-aged feelings this year have been sort of hurt by Bourbon County. So let's hope that these guys did a good job. Now, it is pouring lighter than I remember. In fact, it's pouring like a dark, sort of like a, I don't want to say redwood, but that's sort of what it looks like. Now, this smells sweet, vanilla. The barrel is there, and it's really, really quite nice. I do wish they'd tell us who they're sourcing their barrels from, because it would be really nice to do a comparison between the actual bourbon and what they're sourcing their barrels, but it's not on their bottle. So I'm getting vanilla, I'm getting some char, I'm getting that barrel. It's really, really a lovely nose on this. I'm really enjoying the nose. Yeah, that's quite... Fuck. All right, let's resume there. You have a very nice nose on this beer. Let's give it a taste. You know, it's a little thinner than I remember. And the alcohol on this one is presenting very, very forward. Now, that's not to say like there's a ton of ethanol in it. I don't think there is a ton of ethanol in it, but there's more than there was in the past. There's also sort of an annoying bitterness on the back end of this. Now, let me clarify this. This is good. I don't think it's as flavorful as last year's. There's chocolate and there's vanilla on the front end of this. As it goes to the back of the tongue, it starts to get... Well, I mean, I guess the best way of putting it is the flavor just sort of peters out on you. It just sort of dies. And what you're left with is sort of like a vague bitterness. I have to tell you, now I have to do a head-to-head between this one and last year's, because I remember this being much better than it's drinking right now. Forgive me, it's you know, summertime in New York. Even in the basement we get the pollen, so... Yeah, this is actually leaving me a little wanting. Last year I remember it being very thick, very chewy. This year it's definitely thinner. There's definitely a little bit of a lack of flavor with this one. And it seems like in bumping the ABV up, even just a little bit, they've sort of lost some of that flavor. Now, this is disappointing to me. Is it a bad beer? No, it's actually very good. As far as a bourbon barrel-aged stout goes, this drink's very nice. I have a very, very disturbing feeling that this is a high rye bourbon in this year's, and last year's probably wasn't, because I'm getting that spiciness that you would get from a high rye bourbon, as opposed to, let's say, a wheated bourbon or more of a corn-heavy bourbon. And I just don't like that flavor profile. So, I mean, I could be totally wrong with this, and there could be some other reason for this spiciness and this general bitterness that I don't care for this year. But I am going to have to do a head-to-head now, just to see how these two work together and see if last year's was as good as I remember it. Because last year, I remember this being one of the best beers I had all year. And this year, it's very good. It's just not what I remember from last year. And I think a part of this is I think they pushed the ABV too high, and now the alcohol is much more apparent. But the only way I'm going to be able to do this is to actually put them head to head. So I'm going to have to chill that 2024 version of this and go head to head with it. All right, folks, if you like that video, and I hope you did, please hit that like button, subscribe, throw a comment down below. If you've had this year's Dragon's Milk Triple Mash, I'd love to hear about it. If I'm wrong, tell me, please. Maybe I'm missing something. I've got 3 more bottles of this, so I can explore a little and see what it's like. And I would happily take any advice. But I'm going to sit back, enjoy the rest of this very good, but not quite, in my opinion, as good as last year beer. Have a good one. Cheers. Up next on End of Day Beer Review, we're going to be looking at Dragon's Milk Triple Mash Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout for the 2025 season. This is coming in at 18% ABV, and it is brewed by New Holland Brewing Company. No, I fucked that. Yeah, I was right. God damn it. All right. Maybe all this will go in the fucking end. 3, 2, 1.